Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's a Tuesday. And because it is a Tuesday, we are here to talk to you.
Alex, we aren't just here. We are so back.
We are so back.
It is Tuesday, March 10th. The vengeance has come and gone. The day of it certainly has. Shout out to SP3 for filling in. He did an awesome job. I listened back to you guys while I was poolside in Florida. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats, leave a thumbs up on this video. FightfulSelect.com. Listen, I'm going to be so for real with you guys, okay? I went on vacation and I vacated my life. I have not been keeping up with the Fightful Select very much. I'm sure there's scoops every day. Hell would break loose if there wasn't.
Yeah, no, there's scoops.
Sean would lose his identity if he did
That's
not
true.
post his scoop a day.
Yeah.
It's what he does to keep the doctor away.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sean's apple of situations. But I saw a thing go up about the concert last week with Ricky Saints and it being not received the best. And Ricky Saints also being wary of like, I don't want to just be Timu Rock. Like, which I respect and I appreciate that. But FightfulSelect.com, check that out. I don't know what else is on FightfulSelect.com because I was away. I'm going to say a lot of scoops. I'm going to say SRS 10, probably, which is a fantastic series. I'm going to say Alex was back there, ranting and raving at Raw last night. Finn Balor no longer Judgment Day, from my understanding.
No, yep.
But he's taking a little Judgment Day vacation like I was away all week. But I did fulfill my responsibilities of catching up on the Day of Vengeance.
Yeah, that's good. It's important. So many things. I mean, not really, but, you know.
So, I will say, I listened to you guys first. And then I was like, let me watch with an open mind the best I can. Because I had several travel delays that I was able to catch up with. And I was like, no, I agree with basically every criticism, especially the Lola Vice one. That Lola Vice getting her hand targeted by Kalani Jordan for an entire match and then her just winning with it anyway. I was like, try it a little bit. Guys, like, don't make Kalani look like a chump. But the Dark State Tony G stuff way outkicked its coverage, in my opinion. I was thoroughly entertained by that match, despite the very obvious break of the where it was produced to live stuff. Right. But we watched all this, and not a lot of that came into play tonight, to be honest, Alex. I was like, let me get prepared, and I was like, oh, that sowed some seeds, except for the Izzy Dame tater tot stuff.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, Izzy Dame is like, I'm so it's like when we get to be little parents of our NXT talent, Alex. Like, I'm so proud of her for growing. I feel like she's really grown a lot in the ring. And I feel like she beat the criticism that Raquel Rodriguez got to the punch of like, I don't know if she was always working to her size. And now I feel like she's working to her size. Like, she clayboarded someone. That was awesome. Like, lean into the fact that you are a big, bad bruiser. And I feel like she's more assertive with that side of things. But I was all proud of myself for catching up. And then none of it really mattered tonight, to be honest.
No, not a lot of it. I mean, the thing that mattered the most was, well, I guess the beginning and the end of the show. Everything in the middle was like, did you think that anything that you watched on Saturday was going to affect this? But it wasn't. But the opening was Tatum coming out and being like, I won this title for all of you. And I'm like, yes, I listen. You're firmly a tater tot.
I'm like extra crispy on the outside. I'm such a tater tot.
I appreciate a good starchy tuber. I do. You know what I mean? I like them. I really do, but I'm not myself a tater tot. You know what I mean? So
grow up, bro. How are you not a tater tot?
Well, listen, You know why? You know why I'm not a tater tot right now, Kate? Because I refuse to bow to peer pressure. All of these people in this audience were far too. They weren't tater tots 4 months ago. Like they just decided they were tater tots. You know what I mean? And according to Izzy Dame, so did the tater tot. So did Tatum Paxley. He decided before she was barely a potato product. She was like, I want to be in the diamond mine. I'm all sexy. Look at me fling my hair all over the place. I don't want to be in the diamond mine anymore. All of a sudden, I'm goth now. That was what Izzy Dame said.
I'm so sexy. Look at me fling my hair all over the places.
Did you watch the video package? The video package was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a greatest hits of early Tater. They did not, however, have the picture of her being stalked by a water bottle and a towel. They did not have that, but they had everything else.
Do we no longer have?
No, it's been removed.
Oh, R.I.P. We should bring it back.
R.I.P. Indeed.
You know what it is with what part of why I'm such a tater tot is I feel like she kind of quietly became a very complete wrestler. And I feel like it happened under the radar and under like a lot of big names coming in and stuff. And I feel like it was just kind of a cool way for her to blossom into like this character, and in ring her moveset is so cool and she's become such a great storyteller in that way. And as you said before, she was getting haunted by a speaker in a water bottle with Ivy Nile. And I just think whilst the way we got there was stark, and I do agree with that, I think it's kind of sneaky cool how much she just kind of all of a sudden was an extremely complete wrestler with a really ambitious character. So
yeah, no, and I've actually really enjoyed her character work back when she was more unhinged, but now she's just like the goth girl who doesn't behave like a goth girl. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you smoking French cigarettes and like hanging out behind the 7-Eleven? I need, like, if she's basically like, she's just like, she's the goth girl who's just really nice to everybody. And like, it listen, from my experience, not mean to everybody, but they are very selective about who they are nice to. Very. She's just like, I just want everybody to get along. And honestly, if Izzy was nice to her, she'd be nice to Izzy. She has zero problems with anybody unless they have a problem with her. So that is, it's fine. I'm really manufacturing any kind of thing to talk about with this, because most of the thing I don't like about this was I won this title for all of you, because I hate it when any wrestler does that. Because it removes agency from them and any kind of ambition for them to be a better wrestler.
Tater tot as much as I am too. We did get a little bit of whiplash from world title to North American title. Mm-hmm. Like, they just Jey Uso'd it and ran it back.
Yeah, they did.
So quickly, and when you go from the lesser title or from the grand prize to the lesser title, it kind of cheapens it, especially when you do it right on top of each other. Now, I know part of that was the circumstances of how the North American title became available, but do better with your circumstances is what I have to say.
Indeed.
I had some circumstances traveling back from New York or from Florida, Alex.
You had some circumstances.
I had some circumstances that I worked through with grace. Okay? I was not graceful. I was lugging like 3 bags of luggage. So I was supposed to leave yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got delayed, and then we got delayed, and we got delayed some more. And thankfully, we had not checked in yet. And thankfully, we went on a grown-up airline like Delta and not like Spirit or something.
Oh, my goodness.
Because eventually they were like, your flight's leaving at 1:30 in the morning. And we were like, no, we are not. It's not actually the case. And so we got rebooked, and we left today. Delta, they don't sponsor us. So Delta, if you're listening, you usually gotta pay up for this kind of exposure. Okay,
that's true. Yeah.
But they booked us a hotel. Their service was amazing. They we were in the Sarasota area, but the flight we needed was in Tampa. They put us up in a hotel in Tampa. They paid for the Uber ride to Tampa, like all of these great things. And we finally get to New York. My sister, who I was traveling with, gets settled into her hotel because she's staying in New York for a little bit. And I go back on New Jersey Transit, and my train is canceled. And then I get on the next train, and I go to transfer. The train to transfer to, the engine just dies. 45 minutes from my apartment. And I was like, fuck that. I'm taking an expensive Uber, and I'm getting my ass home because I'm going to watch NXT, and I'm going to yap about it with my favorite people in the world, and my poor dog needs to get walked. And in all of that, my dad still super chats us and says, welcome back, Kate, and thanks for bringing the warm weather with you to the Northeast. Your mom and sis also appreciate it, as does your bro, J.W. Pringle. Yeah, it was quite a day. I know it's like something else when I'm like, I just gotta sit in and watch some NXT and eat a burrito, man. Let's go, which is exactly what I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
We have other greetings.
J.W. Pringle says, amazing Alex, Killer Kate, powerful Papa Paul Elizabeth, and all the SGS. I didn't want to, but I imagine NXT was. I think I didn't watch.
I think so too.
I didn't want to. But I imagine NXT was brought to us by the letters WT and F. Well, certain parts of it definitely were.
Certain parts of it. Wanto sounds like something Moira Rose would say. It's Wanto. Hello.
Jim Duker says, right-sized Alex, OTK. Right-sized Alex, OTK. Well, I appreciate that, but the scale says different. But we're working on it. Greg Cherrybrand says, I screenshotted. There were 69 in the chat. Nice.
Parts of this vacation did involve a thermostat that was set to 69 degrees. And I also made a fart joke, and my sister just said, why are you a boy?
You've been hanging out with me too much, probably.
I had no answer.
Meet Norma says, it's great to be alive in the SGS. Happy Taco Tuesday.
Now, if CM Punk went from town to town and said, boy, it's great to be alive on Taco Tuesday, I'd be like, well, yeah, because there's tacos. It is Tuesday. I would have no problem with that line.
Well, actually, what you would want to do is like, it's Meatless Monday. It's great to be alive. That's what you want.
That would be
lovely. You're vegan. Meatless Mondays. You know what I mean? Like, and I had a Meatless Monday yesterday. Honestly,
I did.
I made my special spinach ricotta ravioli bake.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hand it over. Hand it over. I'll make vegan ricotta. Whatever the fuck.
I actually made so much of it that Taco Tuesday was pushed to Wednesday because we had leftovers tonight. So there was supposed to be a Taco Tuesday, but now it's Taco Wednesday, which does not nearly sound as good. There's no alliteration there.
There's no wrong time for tacos.
That's true. Tom Lavallee says, I've been sick today, but I fear a man flu may be coming tomorrow. Pray for me, SGS. There is no worse illness in existence than man flu. It's true.
I'm sorry, feel better.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not
unless you have a different definition, Tom Lavallee, of man flu than my wife does. It is the fact that a woman can get a cold and power through it and be able to do anything. And a man gets a cold and is like, will you bring me something so I can lay here on the couch? And that's what she calls man flu.
Oh yeah, y'all are a bunch of babies with that, for real.
It is true. Greg Cherry says he's gifted us 10 Fightful wrestlings. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
So, Bill Alphabet says that not being a tater tot is SGS blasphemy, punished by lemon pelting. Please don't pelt me with lemons or any other citrus fruit. I do appreciate a good starchy tuber. However, I'm just saying that until she gets over this whole like indiscriminate baby face phase, I need a little more edge to my tater. I want the tater. I want to think there might be a danger I might cut myself when I handle the potato. You know what I mean? A little more edge in my tater.
My concern with that chat is more about the lemon pelting, because this is the second time now that the SGS is trying to rise up against you. And my concern is more with the rebellious nature of the SGS trying to harm you for not going along with certain proclivities that many of us may have. No, you have been on record multiple times as really having liked when it felt like Tater had her own Goldie thing, like and into that era. And I think both of us have been so impressed by, while we would like to see it more in singles winning contexts.
Yeah.
Impressed by the in-ring.
She does mention through all the setbacks, all the losses, she does not say all the wins, because there have been 6, I think, in her entire career in singles victories. So I hope they have her win more. But Izzy Dame anyway. Izzy Dame comes out and she has a documentary that she has decided to show to the audience about what she used to be like, and be like, and this is the problem I have with Izzy's promo with this. She says, wow, it's amazing. It would be so inspirational if it wasn't so fake. You're the same you've always been, which is why 15 seconds later I say, who are you supposed to be now? You're entirely different all the time. So are you the same you've always been, or are you all these different people and we don't know which is which? Because you can't be both. If you're the same person all the time, by definition, you are not also a bunch of different people all the time. So I feel like they wrote the promo twice and then edited it together, and Izzy memorized the thing and just say contradictory things.
I think that's bad writing. Not only in the fact that she said contradictory things in the same promo, but one of those things should be extremely clear. And the person that's the bully should be particularly honed in on that. Like when she says things like, at least I have my family or whatever, that makes sense, because this whole thing has been based off of the fact that Tater Tot is all alone. But her family is the NXT crowd, which is corny as hell.
Yes.
So, like, if you're the bully, you should be extremely clear. And this is not Izzy Dame's fault. This is bad writing. I said today,
yes, it is bad writing,
on the old social media, it feels like sometimes on the show, and by sometimes I mean more often than not, that it's, and I think you've said similar to this, it feels like aliens writing what they think human beings sound like when they write these backstage.
It does
dialogue.
Feel like that sometimes, doesn't
it's
it?
a reverse Third Rock from the Sun, a classic reverse Third Rock from the Sun, a classic inverse Third Rock, as we say in the biz, in the industry. And you guys know, if you watched the times I've subbed in on the AEW post show, you know I have to teach Alex about the industry quite a bit. So.
No, it's true. You know, this is the funny thing. You know, obviously the Third Rock from the Sun, of course, is Earth. So a reverse Third Rock from the Sun would be a reverse.
Ooh, I like that. I like that quite a bit. Well
Which,
played.
you know, that's just how I say reverse. Like when I say reverse, I also say reverse. Hey, put that car into reverse. Also, a reverse of Earth is a reverse. Anyway, I'll be back later. Bye.
Okay.
So Izzy says, thanks for I'll let you borrow my North American title, but I'll be taking that back now. And Tatum, because this is a woman who she just beat 2 out of 3 times, is like scared to death of Izzy and backs up into the ropes, only to find standing there Sean Spears and Nico. And then she turns around and walks directly into a big boot and then takes a giant power bomb. And then Izzy steals her title. Like, she doesn't leave with it, thank goodness, but she postures and holds it above her head. And so we'll be doing this again next week.
In a steel cage. You cannot be the same girl that comes out here with a machete or like a chainsaw ready to attack people, and then you're like, I'm scared of your big boot. Like, that's not how that works at all. I'm glad that they're having a blow off to this, because it needs that. Like, let's put a stipulation match and a button on this ASAP. Because I'm ready to see them fight other people. I'm ready to see them move on.
Yeah. Meet Norma's. Don't go to bed. The puns are dessert puns.
Ooh.
Because of the obvious from today, which we'll get to in a bit. So yeah, if you want to do just cake puns, that's fine, but also dessert puns. So we'll just do that. We'll do that. Does that sounds good? Fantastic. Lieutenant Photo says, I don't know if I can get over water bottle and towel gone.
I don't know if I can either. I'm like, I can't believe that happened. It'll be adjusted.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I was the one who uploaded it. But I don't know if I where I would have saved it. I don't know. I can't. Oh, hold on. Okay.
A steel cage match between Izzy and Tater takes place on Women's Street. I just want you guys to know.
No, obviously, it always takes place on Women's Street. Hold on one second. Anyway, later Tater, she is like, hey, have you seen Izzy? Where's Izzy? And then she goes into a truck. It was full of like tools to like build things. And Shiloh Hill is there because of course he is. And she's like, have you seen Izzy? And he's like, no, I haven't. Oh, I just need to fight her. I got to make sure she doesn't leave because I'm gonna beat her up. I don't like her at all. And I was like, well, I don't know where they are, but I can make sure they don't leave, says Shiloh. And then he picks up a giant lug wrench and he goes, and he runs out with. He's a bit of a nut, that guy. Also, no fog though. Still upset with him about the fog.
Livid with him about the fog. First of all, I will repeat it week over week until we get an answer. I'm gonna agree with you, and it's still early, but something about this guy strikes me as not right in the head. Something's going on with this fella. I will say NXT has a propensity to find something interesting about someone and water it down and make it the biggest show and tell thing on earth instead of just letting things breathe. I was like, this feels like it's kind of happening here. Like, it becomes so inorganic, and he plays this role very naturally, so I don't want them to go full tilt with it, but later in the episode, I felt like it got a little bit more back on track because he just seemed more yeah, no, this is who I am again. But I was like, don't you do that?
No,
NXT
I'm actually, I'm really appreciating his character work. He's a much better performer than I think he has any right to be. And we'll just see what becomes of that as his career progresses, because they usually don't know what to do with guys who are really good performers can play crazy outlandish characters. They usually dumb that down to the lowest common denominator so it's no longer fun to watch. He's got a lot of really cool quirks, and they're consistent with the character as well, which is really rare. Usually quirks for quirkies, quirk for quirk's sake. And now it's just no. Mm-mm.
That's one of my favorite nonprofit causes is quirks for quirkies. Why does that sound like a fundraiser? Quirks for quirkies.
1-800 quirks for quirkies. QUIRK for quirkies.
We are so back, Alex. We've never been more back than this moment.
We found it. I found it. Yep. That's a water bottle and a towel on a speaker, and it's also Isla Dawn for some reason.
I was gonna say, as voiced by.
In the new Pixar movie, Isla Dawn plays a speaker. And a water bottle and a towel. It's an amazing tour de force. I'm very happy I could find that, and so that Lieutenant Photo could have a pleasant evening.
No, it was very unsettling to click over to the archives and realize that wasn't there. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah. It's important. So
we are more back than Raquel, says Tama Valley. Which, if you don't know, is pretty back.
It's pretty back.
It's pretty back.
It's pretty back. Ricky Saints is hey man, what happened with that whole throwing me the belt thing? Why did you miss me by 10 feet? And Ethan's I'm sorry, I missed. As soon as I let go of it, I knew I had shoved it wrong. It's my fault. It's now neither of us have a title or a title match. We're both naked. I didn't need that visual, says Ethan Page. We can get back on track in our tag team match tonight. If I pin Joe Hendry, then I'll get a rematch. And if you pin Myles Borne, then you'll get a match for the North American title, and we'll both be 2-timers. Yeah, that sounds great. That's the ticket. By the end of the night, Kate, I am firmly on the side of Ricky and Ethan as the next Raw Tag Team Champions. Call them up immediately. Have them beat the Usos at Mania. I love these guys. They're so much fun. I don't think either of them are going to get called up and immediately have a singles push. So, somehow, let's not have them hate each other too much after this inevitable problem they're going to have. They both go for the same title. Let's try and have them patch that up. Because I really, really enjoy them as a duo. They're very, very good together.
You know what's cool is you could do kind of this. They don't do this a lot in WWE, but they could just have this underlying tension and eventually turn on each other. You know what I mean? That's not something we ever see in NXT or WWE, really. So they are so much fun together. This is actually all coalesced pretty. It feels organic with them in the Vanity Project. Ethan was kind of positioned as their leader. The character that Ricky Saints has is very much in line with someone that would be a leader of these guys. So I really like it. and Ricky and Ethan just know what they're doing so much, just like in general and with each other, that the combination of them is very fun, and I feel like they both understand the worlds that the other one works in very well. That it's like good jazz, like somebody knows how to compliment the other one. So I had a lot of fun with them this episode. Am I here? Am I gone?
Yeah.
Is my internet stupid?
Jasper Troy. It's either yours or it's mine. There are major storms going by to the north and south of me, so I don't know. It could be mine. It's
Chat,
probably
let us
me.
know.
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. Like Tim says, it's me. So it's me.
It's you.
So hopefully, like that could it'll stop.
Things. Okay, because back with the thing.
Then you're fine. So
that's how I'm gonna get through life now. I'm just gonna turn things into compliments for myself.
You should.
Nailed it.
Kate, Jasper Troy with the chains, he's got to stop. The chains have got to stop. Except there's just one of them, and that's his only deal is I like chains. And also I like picking fights with two smaller men than me and then losing the fights with them. Even when they're also fighting each other. Like, it'd be one thing if he was losing handicap matches. He is actively losing to two guys who are also fighting each other most of the time.
Yeah, it's I feel like the speed title giveth and the speed title taketh away very quickly because it's speed matches. In that, like, if you wanted to argue that it did the job of making him look super dominant because he was knocking people out in under 3 minutes, that's cool. It also immediately puts a ceiling on you because we don't know what else you're capable of, and we don't really know why we should be intimidated by you fully. I also hate the speed title, so that I'm not viewing it through an objective lens, but I think that's a fair thing to say of like, kind of, you've seen one dominant squash, you've seen them all, and the next thing that I think is natural for the viewer to ask is what else can this guy do? What's next for this guy? And their answer seems to be not very much. And that's not a great way to build a star at all. And he's also just in a tough spot because we say it week over week. He's new at this. He's green at this. And he's just like in a WWE right now is not like at a lack of big intimidating wrestler guys. Like, they're just not. There's plenty in NXT. There's been plenty around NXT. There's plenty on the main roster. So it's kind of like the archetype right now is working against him because he doesn't yet have the experience and the character's not developed enough to stand out. So now he just kind of seems like it sounds harsh because I don't mean it about him. I mean about the portrayal. Is it's like you run into a situation where the guy just feels kind of like an empty suit because he's like, I'm so big and intimidating. Look at my chains and how angry I am about losing my speed title, and I'm so mad at you. And it's like, okay, but now you're losing to a guy half your size. So it cuts the legs out from under him really, really, really quickly, which is unfortunate. Because it just feels like they hot-shotted him into positions he isn't really ready for, and then they kind of managed it with the speed title, and then it's like there's not really a follow-up or a follow-through for him that is something that's workable. Like, he doesn't feel like he's moving on to the North American title anytime soon. You know what I mean?
No.
He seems so far away from that.
Yeah. He also has a lot of trouble lifting these small guys, which is weird for a dude his size. Like at least 3 times in this match, he was like, one of them was like, I'm going to try and pick up both of you. And he just had to like drop one of them and then do the thing to the other guy. And it was like, okay, now I gotcha. I'm going to pick you up over my head and throw you on the other guy. And he goes like, what? I'm like, that's not how that works. And then the other time he was like, okay, now I got you. Yeah. Oh, okay, one more. Let's go. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. On 2. Nope. Okay, let's try it again. You got to jump so I can do this. Like he was not muscling up these very small men. And
I was trying to figure out what that was too, because I know, like, it almost looked like, is he scared of hurting one of them, which is like a very natural thing when you haven't been doing this for a long time. Like that was kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah,
he's just not ready for television yet. It feels like to me.
No, it's true. He ends up outside, and Keanu Carver, who is yes, ready for television, picks up this for like it's really unfortunate because like as I've said, Jasper Troy is the world's largest blade of grass. He's huge, but he's very green. So and it is, as Kermit the Frog told us many years ago, it's not easy being green. And so it's really hard for him to pick up these guys who are much smaller than him. But Keanu Carver comes out, and Jasper Troy is much bigger than Keanu Carver. Keanu Carver is a very strong and not a small man, but Jasper Troy's got 80 pounds on him, and he goes, whoop, boom, just puts him right through the announce desk. And then he basically says, I had it on mute because I was talking with my wife, but I was watching it, and I know. And I'm just going to assume he told Booker T that he was going to kill him, because after he left, Booker T says, I'm afraid for my life out here. Somebody's got to come. I need more security. Somebody, this man is going to kill me. So if Keanu Carver didn't say, I'm going to kill you, it would seem like a giant overreaction on Booker T's part. And we know Booker T is the most level-headed commentator in WWE, which is why he's getting an appreciation night next week.
Booker T basically was like, when he told him that, I remembered we have a soundboard. Keanu Carver, I am ready for him to have all the titles. Like, I just, you know what? Like, and I don't want to compare because it's just so unfair, but it is like you immediately hear back to back see the difference between like assertion, confidence, readiness, and not that. Like in a foul swoop, which is unfair and tough. But Keanu Carver is, I buy all of it with him. Like he is absolutely crushing kind of this latest run. I feel like creative is also doing a good job of like, so far, I want to see more, but like, I want to see more. Like, I feel like they're giving us enough week over week to learn about him, but not so much that I'm like, he's doing the same thing every week or whatever. Like it's always fresh and interesting. So I really like that with Keanu Carver.
Keanu Carver telling the commentator to stop talking about me is not how you become a bigger star. You want these people who have microphones to talk about you all. This is not like, hey, you're dropping dimes on me to the cops. Stop talking about me. No, you want them to talk about you, Keanu Carver.
You don't know that.
Okay, fine.
There might be things we don't know are happening.
It's true. Anyway, eventually, so this is where Eli Knight and Sean Legacy get to show off and do fun stuff to each other for a while. And then eventually, during the commercial break, which you can, if you have NordVPN, you can watch all the things that happen during commercial break on NXT. Every referee that they had was knelt around Jasper Troy in a prayer circle of some kind. Like he had picked up and put through the announce table, but that's all that happened to him. And Like there was one referee in the ring reffing that match. Every other referee they have in their employ was knelt around him. Like, are you all right? You'll pull through this, I promise. You're going to be okay. And I just feel like that was too many people. There's too many people, I think. Yeah.
It was a lot of people. There were so many people on the floor, Alex. It looked like it was like there were too many men on the floorball court. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
You would know what I mean because you were
I
standout.
do know what you mean. Yeah, like that's one of those things where you don't want to get called for too many men on the floorball court. That is a nonsense penalty. You don't want that.
No, that's such a nonsense penalty, and I would be so mad if I put a bunch of money down on a floorball game.
15 yards and 3 free throws. Like that's a terrible penalty. You don't want it. You don't want that one. You don't want that one.
If I put down just a ton of money on floorball and my team did that, I'd be so mad.
You'd be so
But I would at least know that my money was in trusted hands because I would bet at my bookie AG.
At my bookie AG, they say that you can bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. And they mean it. NBA, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, UFC, pro wrestling. But that's not it. Motorsports, golf, tennis, darts, cycling, cricket, handball, floorball, rugby, snooker, volleyball, table tennis, cycling. Yeah, you can bet on it. At MyBookie AG, they got the best support system in the business. We only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly. But go take advantage of being able to bet on anything, anytime, anywhere. They got live esports. They got racing. They got everything at MyBookie AG. And right now, get a $50 bonus when you deposit $100 or a $100 bonus when you deposit $200. You can bet with Bitcoin and play their great casino games as well. MyBookie AG.
You
Tim
guys
says
were
that
like,
segue was triggering for us Canadians.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trigger. Floorball is so different though from like hockey, floor hockey.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own art form. And
yeah.
I just honestly, I'm sorry to have to do that, but I did need to remind people like that just because I was out for a little bit doesn't mean my segues have gone anywhere. You know what I mean?
No.
Like that was just
right. Yeah.
That was a special one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to come back to the game in mid-season form, and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chat also did say Alex did a live read. I know. And you nailed it. And I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
I would, word to the wise, don't let Sean know you can do them because then you don't have potty breaks in your shows. You don't have a minute to catch your breath because you're just going to be doing live reads. If you don't let him know you're good. It's like they used to say with Vince, like, don't let him know you're funny because you won't be anything else as a character. Mm-hmm. Don't let Sean know you can do live reads. And that's all you do.
Yeah.
You did great on the fly.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. So back to this match, which we'll get through eventually. Jasper Troy gets back in the ring, and then they just team up on him. Like, here's the other thing. I'm watching this, and I'm like, man, why do these guys have matching gear? Like, are you a tag team? You're not a tag team yet. But you're not a tag team, guys. Why are you wearing matching gear? And as soon as Jasper Troy gets back in the ring, they stop fighting each other and just gang up on him. And eventually, it's like they do a 450 splash followed by a giant tuck moonsault, and then they both pin him at the same time, and they are both declared the winners of the match. And then later they become a tag team. So.
That is a top 3 to 5 wrestling pet peeve of mine, is matching gear when your opponents. It drives me crazy. I don't know why. It's just a wrestling pet peeve I have. That's up there with going to the top rope at a battle royal. Drives me nuts. We have a Jasper right here for Ryan Cicchini who says, kind of feel like Jasper needs to join the calling. I will say, I don't know if I agree with that. I think the best thing for Jasper Troy right now is for him to be given a fair shot is for him to go to Evolve. Like, I think he should go have a healthy, long Evolve run so they can tap into the thing I say it all the time that makes what makes you unrepeatable. They haven't found that yet with him. And I feel like the best thing they could do for him to set him up for success for the future would be that. That's not me wishing demotions on people. That's me wanting to more fairly explore what someone's ceiling is. I will say we're getting a little overkill maybe on Psycho Weirdo X. We got Shiloh Hill, we got the calling. I don't know if Jasper Troy needs to join.
I don't consider the culling that whatsoever. It's just Sean Spears wearing 2 long coats with no sleeves, holding his hands, holding his elbows. That's not at all psycho weird to me. I mean, they don't even hang out in the shapeless void anymore. It's not really that bad. The Shiloh Hill is a nut job. And there's very, very different. And also he's not part of a faction. He's just a lone nut job. I was thinking this, because as SP3 pointed out, Cutler just vanished from being part of Dark State during that match. He just never came back on screen. Maybe he's gone. And if he is, I feel like Jasper Troy would slide in and be perfect as part of Dark State, as just the giant guy who beats up people but doesn't wrestle very often. Sometimes factions just have a giant guy who does big choke slams and stuff to people but doesn't. That's basically Tala Tonga. Tala Tonga doesn't. He wrestles very occasionally, but mostly he's just there to do big moves to people. I feel like you could do that with Jasper Troy as part of Dork State.
That's you know what? That's fair. I think the culling is supposed to be in that vibe. I just think they haven't done a very good job with it. Oh
yeah, no, I agree with you. I think they're supposed to be that, but that ain't what they are.
That's fair.
And it's ever since Izzy basically took over leadership of the group. She's not spooky in any way.
No, that I agree with.
You know what I mean? So that's why once she became the de facto leader of the group, they started to trend more toward her style, and
Which honestly, they should, because I think this was set up to have her be the breakout, and it is. That's really good that they went in the direction that things were going.
Yeah.
I did hear SP3 talking about my guy, Sean Spears. And it hurts because I don't disagree with him. But I've just always loved Sean Spears. So nobody's allowed to say mean things about him unchecked on this program. And not SP3 was personally attacking him. But
sure.
I both agree with him, and he's also not allowed to say those things around here.
Yeah. So we're watching Ponytail Mustache doing bicep curls, which is funny. To watch a guy with ponytail mustache build just doing it just doesn't quite work. So it's Ariana is I defended my knockouts title last week, so it basically I've been pulling my weight. So Lexis I'm Charlie. I don't know why he's so stubborn. Didn't have to come to this. Hey, Ponytail Mustache, did you make the call? And I wanted him to say, yeah, my brother's not coming. I wanted it to be Lexis King, who didn't realize that David Finlay had signed with AEW, and Uriah Connors having to inform him in the moment. Yeah, no, he wants to hang out with his friends. because that happened a lot with like younger brother syndrome. Like,
sure,
my mom, hey Dave, mom says you have to hang out with me. Go back home, Uriah. I'm gonna go hang out with Gabe and Clark. I feel like that happened a lot. But anyway, he says, did you make the call? And he says, no, but my dad did. Nice. And I'm like, oh no, there's only one way this ends. And I don't like it. So it's Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights, and yes, it happened exactly the way I thought it was going to, where Tavion Heights got turned on by Charlie Dempsey mid-match, but I didn't know it was going to be because of this. In the middle of the match, both Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights are outside the ring, and then in walks Fit Finlay and William Regal. They have painstakingly avoided telling us. They have been lying to us this whole time that Charlie Dempsey is not William Regal's son. And they just said it in this segment. Like, that's William Regal. That's Charlie Dempsey's dad. Since when on TV has that been a thing? William Regal actively tried to pass brass knuckles to Lexis King so that Lexis King could use them on Charlie Dempsey and become the Heritage Cup champion. During all of that, it was never been like, hey, that's kind of weird that William Regal would want Lexis King to punch his own son with brass knuckles. That's got to be a form of child abuse. Like, nobody brought that up at the time, but now apparently they are. They're father and son. But here's the other thing. Charlie Dempsey looks over and sees them and goes, and then just does a big German suplex to Tavion Heights and rolls him in the ring. He gets a flying knee from Uriah Connors, and then the coronation from Lexis King, and then all the Birthright guys are celebrating the ring, and Charlie Dempsey looks over at his dad and goes, and then he gets into the ring and he stands with them, and I'm like, so this is William Regal tacitly giving his stamp of approval to the worst faction in all of wrestling. And I am so not okay with that. Just no.
The crowd just did not care, unfortunately, either. Like, so this, I think we all knew this was coming. It does very much feel like they were like, let's start this creative in case we sign Dave Finlay, and then we'll reverse engineer out of it if he doesn't sign here. It definitely was like, we're in talks with Dave Finlay. We don't know how they're going to go. Because he would have walked in and changed the timbre of this whole thing in a very different way. It is inherently weird to have to assume your crowd knows who the father-son alignments are when none of their last names match. Like, it's just very weird.
Right.
Like, we're all supposed to know Uriah Connors is Finlay's son, and that's not his name. Charlie Dempsey is William, especially because Charles Regal is so great. I think the problem is nobody in this faction feels like a leader, because there's never been anyone that, like, Charlie Dempsey was kind of the leader, but that was because somebody got dismissed out of the group, and it never felt like he rose up into the leader role. Lexis King, we've never been told we're supposed to take seriously. One of the guys is only here because he's engaged to someone who's the daughter of a GM on another show. So this still doesn't feel like, we found like the head of the group, and groups that don't have clear leaders don't tend to do well. As far as the turn of Dempsey on Heights, the crowd went mild, and I felt bad for them because I don't think it's their fault. It's just that neither of these guys have characters. Like in NXT, you either have the weirdest character or you don't have a character. Like Dempsey has been kind of like he was the work rate guy for a while, which was cool. And then he's just been around. Like he hasn't really been challenging for titles. He's just been around. And Tavion Heights, it felt like they didn't know what way to lean with him, and they just haven't done a lot with him despite how good he is in the ring. So I can at least say that for Lexis King is like he's got a character. It's weird. It's not very consistent, but I know what I'm looking at when the guy's on screen at least a little bit. But I turned on this person doesn't work when the audience isn't invested, and the audience wasn't invested because they were in a group together 6 months ago and it's heatless. Like nobody gives a crap. So that it bummed me out for the performers because I really like Charlie Dempsey and I really like Tavion Heights, and I'm so rooting for him that I want us to be able to sink our teeth into something that he does. But it doesn't feel like it'd be like if you were, I don't know, watching an episode of TV and 5 minutes into it, a guy turns on another guy and it doesn't mean anything. Like it just doesn't.
Right.
We were in a faction together a while back. Doesn't really. I don't know. The meat does not feel like it's.
No, it doesn't. Because they also like Tavion Heights had a whole thing like I need to get out of this faction. I have to fight for it. And then during that, like Charlie Dempsey tried to break Tavion Heights' leg, and like Thea Hale threw a towel, or Wren threw a towel in. Thea threw a towel in a different match. Wren threw a towel in and stopped him from doing that, and then had to do the match over again. And then finally they fought their way out. He fought his way out of the faction. I'm like, hey, do you also not like these guys? Let's team up again for the first time in forever. It just feels like, meh. And it's not even all like the turn is heatless, as you say, but also like I really think Charlie Dempsey's a fine worker. Ponytail mustache seems to have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
That's about all the good things I have to say about this group of people. I think Stacks is okay, but here's the deal. It's null and void because he's not related to a wrestler. I'm sorry, you cannot marry into a faction called Birthright. You are either cousin by birth or cousin by marriage. Like, that is how that works. You can't do that. You cannot be married in to a faction called Birthright. That's dumb. Also, there's no way to expand this faction unless you go and find Brooks Jensen because his dad is Bull Buchanan. Like, that's it. That's it. That you're cut off. And there's zero chance that a faction, I am sorry. I apologize. I apologize for nothing. I'm CM Punk. A faction led by Lexis King goes but the bottom of the mid card. Period. Nobody's gonna give a shit. Nobody's gonna give a shit.
If this is like their big effort to tell us we should be taking Lexis King seriously, they have not done enough groundwork. Like, this whole angle started the week you were out, and we saw him get on his slidey throne backstage and slide on. Like, it is so corny. And like, for how long he has been someone we've been told not to take seriously compared to how long we've been told he's someone we should take seriously. I'm sorry. Like, the disparity is too great and the groundwork has not been laid there. I actually kind of love what you said about Brooks Jensen joining, though, because they bailed on it. But like, I thought he was doing kind of cool stuff with the loose cannon character, and there's a way to tie that back to Lexis King. I actually don't hate the idea of bringing him back up from Evolve.
He got jumped out of the culling, and then I guess he's been on Evolve. Like,
yeah.
I don't get that. Like, I don't get it.
I don't hate that because, like, if you're I'm not saying it would work, But if you're trying to make me think that there's more depth to Lexis King, and he sees like who Brooks Jensen was, that could look awful familiar to him, and that could be something that would be cool to play off. Like, sure. I'm reaching for scraps here, obviously, but
right. Also, they could re-sign Von Wagner.
Okay, that's enough out of Alex. I just got back. We need to ease back into this. I know it was a joke, but it's just too close to something they might do, and I don't feel good about it. So we're just going to let Alex take a minute, catch his breath, maybe reorient himself a little bit here. And, well, he's off screen. I will bring up this because this is breaking news. Tim McFowle saying, wait, Charlie Dempsey is Regal's son. Big if true. I'll check with Sean. Like, I'll see if we can get a confirmation on that. But allegedly, that's the case.
Allegedly. Yeah.
That was mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Culling are walking in the back, and they hear the sign of a lot of car alarms going off. They go out, and their car, which is parked in the middle of the driveway, like it's the part where everybody drives through the parking lot. You just left your car there, and it becomes evident later, very soon, that theirs was not the only car this was done to, but I didn't see any evidence of that during the camera angle that they showed us. They come out, all of the wheels, not just the tires, but the wheels have been removed from their big SUV, and it is now up on blocks. Shallow Hill walks back toward the building, and here is Robert Stone. Shallow Hill is trying to explain over the din of the car alarms going off what he's been doing, and he yells, and Robert Stone goes, "No, come in, let's talk inside." And then while they're inside, he yells again. It's like, "No, we're inside. Use your inside voice." And Shallow Hill says, "I didn't know which car was theirs, so I took the wheels off of all the cars. Now they can't leave." And then he hands him the lug wrench, and he just walks back into the building. And Robert Stone goes, "What is this thing?" And he walks out, and they accuse the Culling accuses him of having removed all the tires, which is funny because he doesn't know what a lug wrench is. So.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Robert Stone. That's what I say.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing this, and you fathoed. You fogged around and you found out. But what LT Photo saying? I'm sorry, I love this wacko. Explain the fogged though. I need the fog explained. I do.
Like if the fog had been explained, or even this, if he never brought the fog up ever. This would be a perfect character that I'm super on board with, but you've left a giant gap in the storytelling. The gap is full of fog.
The gap is full of fog, and I have fallen into the gap like a 2000s commercial for the retail store. I'm gonna need. I cannot relent on needing a fog explanation, but. Fog aside, which is something I hate to say.
Yeah.
He's got something with this character. Like I believe that he believes this. And I feel like with characters like this, especially in wrestling, that's where you lose me. Is like, I'm like, I don't believe this guy acts this way because I don't believe that he thinks he acts this way. But like, this little scenelet, I feel like just did such a great job of like, that's the way this guy thinks. That just really, really is. Robert Stone, get a hold of yourself and get a hold of your show.
Yeah. It's true.
We already got Raw run by a maniac in Adam Pearce. Okay, he doesn't know what's happening on his own show.
Greg Cherrybrand will not give up until we get some fog lore. You stand strong. Stand strong, Greg Cherry.
Stand in the fog.
Bill Alphabet says John Fogerty does a better job explaining the fog. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll explain the fog? I want to know, have you ever explained the fog?
Yeah. Beautiful. Honestly. I want to know.
So Tony D'Angelo comes out and yeah, I really love Tony D, but they really don't know what they're doing with this guy, because he's like, I got rid of Dark State because I beat one of their guys in a match, and now it's over. And I feel like that's not how Dark State would operate, but it's fine, whatever. I'm glad they don't have to fight each other anymore. And I said I was coming for 2 reasons. Well, Dark State was one, and they're done now. And the other reason is this. And he takes way too long to just say the thing. He's like, I looked at myself in the mirror, and the guy I looked at me standing back. That guy had never been able to do one thing. And I didn't like that guy, so I had to be a different guy now. That is why I wear this jacket everywhere. It is not. I need to take it to the cleaners. It stinks. So, because I wear it without a shirt, and I sweated it, and it does not smell good because it's leather. So,
do you think he and Darby Allin run into each other at the dry cleaners?
I don't. He says, I'm coming for the NXT title. Joe Hendry, I don't have anything against you. However, it's not business, it's personal. Well, if you have anything against him and it's personal, like whatever. He says, a guy I was a year ago would have asked you to have a sit down and we break bread together. But I'm not that guy anymore. Don't you understand how that guy was the guy that we loved? That guy, we loved that guy. The guy who would like, hey, come to my restaurant, we'll have a sit down. Like all of those really slickly produced vignettes that they would film, like the pre-tapes and everything, where they would go to the restaurant or the warehouse or on the friggin' bridge. Like all of that, like made Tony D this really interesting character. And even if, yeah, I guess you like son of a mob boss doesn't have a really good shelf life anywhere but NXT, the character always felt authentic and different from everybody else. You can still have those thematic elements without making him the son of a mob boss. Here's the thing. He's still the son of a mob boss, he says. However, this time I just come out and I cut really low energy promos. And I'm just another wrestler, except for when I get in the ring, and then I'm amazing. But they've let me wrestle one match in 4 months since I've come back to, I guess the squash against Cutler counts somehow. So 1.25 matches in 4 months. And I'm like, I want Tony D to be champion, but like this guy just feels like it's not the best use of a guy who is that good of a performer. Any guy who can take that ridiculous extra from the Sopranos character and turn it into something fully fledged that we all really enjoyed. Like that guy is so talented, giving him this really boring stuff. Like you're not actually giving him anything to really do, to really sink into. And maybe why he's had the mournful look in his eyes this whole time, because he's bored.
I feel like they just don't have a clue. I feel like by circumstances that the company at large has created and partly NXT, they don't know what to do with him, because they need him to be a face. Like, he has to be he's facing Dark State. They need someone against that. He's a face. If he's going into the title picture, you have Ethan and Ricky probably turning on each other. Like, you have Joe Hendry, who just he just doesn't feel important on the show as the champion. That sucks. Today they tried to get the humor back with him a little bit. We'll talk about that. But speaking of Joe Hendry, it feels an awful lot to me like they're like, we have checked all these boxes for Tony D, and they're trying to figure out, like, the next step for him is probably the main roster, realistically. So how do we make this something that translates to the main roster? And similar with Joe Hendry, it feels like they were like, let's try out this more serious side of this guy. And they have not, with either person, made the jump without also stripping them of what makes them special as a performer and a character. The fact that I know Ruca is doing what he's doing on Evolve, but like Stax is still around and Tony's just like, that's fine. Like, pays no mind to it. Like, I don't know. It just for him to be like, it's not personal, it's just business. I'm like,
no, for him, the other way. It's not business. This is personal to me.
It's personal. I'm like, isn't what worked about his character that it's always been both?
Yeah.
Like, it's all been for the family, and it's also been business because the Kashish is changing under the like, that's what was so special about it. And yeah, he just kind of feels like a guy with a cool jacket right now, and he looks great. And his match, God, he gave Deion Lennox the best singles match that we've seen for sure, I feel like, from him. And I totally get that they need to make it something that translates a little better. But, like, not to pat you on the back, well, like, the idea of making him like a Brooklyn Brawler type dude, not the Brooklyn Brawler, but a dude that you see in that same outfit he used to have on, that walked into a gym and just tapes his knuckles up and goes to town on a punching bag. Like, that is so right there for him.
Yeah.
And it fits his ring style, and it's something that translates well, but isn't a total departure. Like, that's such an easy wheelhouse to get to.
Something that Kevin Owens used to call himself over the time is I'm a prize fighter.
Yes. There's been a million movies written about this.
Once you get rid of the mob thing, if you make him into basically Rocky Balboa, but a wrestler, like a guy from the streets who's just a really good fighter, and this is the way he makes money to send home to his ma. You know what I mean? Like, you can make it into that. We're like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what. Listen, no offense, but as he says, if I got to break your face to get paid, that's what I'm going to do. Like, you could, there's a really kind of in this world of crazy characters all over the place, just a guy who fights because that's how he gets paid. And if I win, I get paid more, which is why I'm going to try and beat you as hard as I can so I get paid more. And you get, like, you can do some stuff. You can, but like, I don't understand why you wouldn't try that as opposed to this, which just feels like,
you know what's so cool about that too, Alex, is it like brings back the concept. I am a sucker for like the pay window. Like, anytime like modern wrestling references the pay window, I love that. And there's also it sucks because I feel like Stokely would actually be perfect for this. And they don't really have managers in NXT right now, but like, that character paired with a manager who's super in his corner and getting him opportunities and then starts to get shifty would be so good. Like, Tony would crush that.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, he says, Joe, this is your one warning. Prepare yourself for my actions. And I was like, cool, Tony D ruining the main event tonight. And then he didn't. And I was like, okay, so when are your actions being prepared for? Anywho, so Ruca working out in the back, his little advice goes like, hey, Chica, I know you're gonna win, and when you do, I am going to face you for your title. Yes, we are very good friends now, apparently. Let's bump hips in together. And it was also like we'll talk more about the second one later, but two women who have feuds that I anticipate are ongoing appeared tonight, and the people who I thought would be ongoing feud people weren't on the show tonight, but I do anticipate them getting involved with their next storyline, just because that's how they write things. Like, sure. I took care of Kalani Jordan, and she definitely won't be back. And I feel like it's 50-50 on whether or not she's going to be back. Later, we see Mariah May, Blake Monroe being like, I got past Jada Parker. That feud is over. I'm like, I'm sure that is not over. You had one match against her. That is not over. That's not how they do things here. So anyway, yeah. Sol Ruca is going to be on the main roster, Lola, before you get another world title shot. I'm sorry.
Feels that way. That's for sure.
Okay. Before we talk about the Sol Ruca match, we'll talk about the thing that made me really angry. Okay. Wren
like and your voice gets all low because
Wren and Rendell are backstage talking to Myles Borne. And Myles is like, I don't hey, guys, I don't mean to cut you off, but have you seen Joe Hendry? I need to know where my tag partner is so we can strategize for our big match tonight. Wren's like, oh, I know where he is. I know how to get him. It's like, how? I'm like, just say his name. He's going to appear. It's like, no. This is the one place where I know he will appear from because he has in the past. So they go to this fridge. I don't even think it's the same fridge. I know it's not in the same part of the building. And she says, Joe Hendry. And then she opens the fridge and it's a cake. It's just a cake. It's just a big sheet cake. No writing on it. I don't even know whose birthday it's supposed to be for. It's a cake. And then they're like, what? He's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be here. And then Joe Hendry has come from around a corner and he's there. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I was like, oh, I thought you were going to be in the fridge. Well, been there, done that. Is the best line they've written for this absolute cardboard. No, nothing, man. This guy is bland. Been there, done that. Because this is a punchline from a sitcom in 1994. And Myles is like, hey, thank goodness you're here. We have to do strategy or whatever. And Myles Borne, hey, good luck in your match tonight, Wren. Hope you win the speed tournament or whatever. And then the camera pans over slightly, and Kendall Gray is just eating the cake like by fistfuls. And remember how I was like, they need to give Kendall something like a hook. Like it's really hard to like make her into the character who's just a really good wrestler. Like you need to be actually give her something more. I didn't mean give her a binge eating disorder. And it's going to be play. If this is a one-off, I guess fine. But otherwise they're going to play it for comedy. And yeah, don't do that. Just don't do that. And also like what? Like you don't go from like no nonsense, fully straight laced, I'm a killer in the ring to like that's not a. You have to show levels. This is what is that? Why is that?
This is Wren rubbing off on her because Wren's so quirky, and this is something she would do. When I said the thing about Third Rock from the Sun earlier, this is what I meant. No human beings interact like this at all. Like, this was so...
Kate, your microphone is very weird.
My life is very weird. Is this better?
I mean, no. You sound like a robot.
I sound like a robot.
Yes, very much. Yes. Yeah.
Do I sound like a robot still?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's so weird.
I don't know what happened.
Does it still sound this way?
Yes, it really does.
Okay, I'll leave and then come back.
Maybe do that. I don't know. It's a very static.
I was just got ready to rant.
It's a very staticky robot. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, that was no, we didn't. Yeah. That was. Oh my goodness. So Daffy says, congrats to my team captain on 83 points tonight. Yes, the person he's talking about is Bam Adebayo. And I believe his career high before that was like 30. I honestly don't understand how Bam Adebayo scores 83 points. I don't know how that's possible.
Are we better now?
You're so much better now. Thank goodness. I honestly thought maybe you were a cyborg. No,
I'm not that lucky. I'm actually
anyway, he says, I don't like this version of Tony D. Me neither. I want him to be different. Also, did Charlie get hypnotized by his dad and fit? Perhaps that might have been the case for why this happened. So, I don't know. Anyway, your rant, my lady.
You know what happened was I had said, like, when I had mentioned Third Rock from the Sun earlier, and I think that's what happened to my microphone.
Oh yeah, it does.
No human beings interact or talk like this,
no.
And it was very disappointing to see, like, we've spent so long in this Sol Ruca and Zarya odd couple angle to then just do it again with Wren and Kendall of, like, you're rubbing off on me in this quirky little way. I would never have just eaten a fistful of cake before you came along. Honestly, what you said about the Joe Hendry thing of him having, like, that sitcom line before, if they had, like, a laugh track following him around, I would have less of a problem with his whole character. Just go the whole 9 yards if you're gonna go the whole 9. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a 90s laugh track. This was I would say the low point of the show for me. Is just, this was unfortunate, and just the way they write this dialogue. I'm like, have you heard a human being talk? Like, enough.
Yeah. Enough. Also, because our shows don't go long enough, I'm going to drop a bomb now that's going to make everybody lose their minds, you included. I don't care for cake.
I think I knew this about you because we had an extensive conversation about desserts on when we reviewed Is It Cake for
I believe so.
Your News Network. Yeah,
which was like now 3 years ago or something. Now we talked to no, I'm not. If there's cake at a function and somebody offers me a piece of cake, I always turn it down. I don't remember liking cake.
Not even you wouldn't even just have the frosting for the sake of the frosting.
No, the frosting is the worst part of the cake. Yeah. I taste the diabetes. Like, it's just sugar. Like, there's no like weight to it. It is just sugar.
Interesting.
And like, this is coming, like, this is a fat guy who does not eat cake. So I get all of my desserts. Like,
you're a pie guy, though.
I'm a pie guy. I'm a cheesecake guy. Very different to me. Also,
That's
love
fair.
cookies. Cookies are my favorite. You know why? Because just all one after the other. You know what I mean? Like I'd much rather eat like I don't know 4 or 5 cookies than a slice of cake.
I would too, but that's not the cake's fault. That's just because cookies are so amazing.
Cookies are great. Yeah.
You liked some weird ones. You liked oatmeal raisin, don't you?
It goes back because like my mom made oatmeal raisin cookies when I was a little kid, and because I also that was because I couldn't have chocolate. Like for like the first 7 years of my life, I could not eat chocolate. I was allergic to a lot of stuff when I was little. Couldn't have tomatoes. So no pizza. Couldn't have anything with milk in it. So like that was most things. Couldn't have peanut butter when I was really young. Couldn't have peanut butter. No peanuts. Couldn't have eggs. Like a whole bunch of stuff that I was allergic to when I was young. And so like if I once I got rid of the milk thing, but I was still like no chocolate. Like we're just not doing chocolate. Then my mom would make me oatmeal raisin cookies. Everybody else got chocolate chip cookies, but the oatmeal raisin cookies were just for me. And so they became like this really special thing. And so I still have that. If it's listen, a bad oatmeal raisin cookie, you could keep it. I don't want it. But warm, moist, right out of the oven, like if there's just the right amount of spices.
This is where we get discerning because like I prefer cookies to cake, but if you're telling me like I don't know, like yellow cake with chocolate frosting with sprinkles or whatever birthday vibes over oatmeal raisin, like that's the way that I break. So it's really it's a deeper dive with me. So but I understand and I respect that. And I did remember this from our Is It Cake review, which was very early.
Yeah.
In our review.
Very, very, very early.
But I know you're a big pie guy, and I knew you were a cookie guy.
Big pie guy. The only dessert that I've had in the past 2 weeks were some like bake sale raspberry tarts.
Ooh, okay.
Very, very good. And I was able to like make the 4 of them last 3 days.
Nice. Okay.
I was like, I allowed myself that, but I have not had any desserts in like 2 weeks.
In vegan world, we just put dark chocolate on a bunch of on top of healthy stuff. So like, ooh, and then you freeze it. You're like, oh, smushed up raspberries, and then you drizzle dark chocolate, and then you freeze it. I'm sure I asked this in our Is It Cake episode, but are you a cupcake guy?
No. Like
okay,
usually,
see, now I respect that because if you were just a fucking hypocrite.
No. See, the thing of that cupcakes is like sometimes if the cupcake is like I've never had that kind of. Sometimes like you'll go to a fancy function, like a specialty, like a cookies and cream, like an Oreo cupcake.
Sure.
Like what I will do is I will get rid of the icing, and then take a bite of the cupcake. Because I want to taste what that is like.
But usually, get rid of the icing you're just having bread.
Usually,
sugar bread.
Here's the cupcake, right? And then there's this much extra icing on top. Like, who needs all of that? Nobody is the answer. Here's here's my hypocrisy. I like muffins, but they've got to have like fruit in them, like real fruit in the muffins.
Like a blueberry guy?
Like a blueberry. Like honestly, the best muffins I've ever had have always been raspberry muffins. There's something about the tartness of the raspberry combined with the sweetness of the cake.
Yeah. I respect that.
Anyway, Sol Ruca versus Lainey Reid. This was Sol Ruca won because of course she did, but Lainey Reid had a good showing. And I expected an appearance by Zelta, but she was just backstage wearing a military jacket and and watching and while grimacing at a TV. I expected her to come out and lay out, because Fallon and JC were getting involved over and over again. I expected her to come out and lay out JC and just stare daggers at Soul as though like, I'm not helping you. I want you full strength when I murder you next week. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing. Like I think that could be good. Yeah, she was just watching, but I wanted her to actually come out and do something to somebody.
Yeah. I don't think this is like a hot take, but this match was just kind of there for me.
Yeah, sure.
It was very medium, and my concern, and all of my wrestling concerns are very grave.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want. This is the second time in a row now that we've seen Sol Ruca post like the report that her character was going to be tweaked a little bit, and I feel like it's lost something instead of gained something. Mm-hmm. And I really think before she gets called up, they should have an alternate finisher for her. Not because I'm a Soul Snatcher hater, but because it's like you're gonna have to engineer so many situations for it to work in. And I just think she should have another one.
They've already decided that's not a deal breaker for them. Like Lainey Reid looked so dumb just sitting there waiting to have her soul snatched today. And everybody always does. Listen, whatever you do, do not follow Sol Ruca into a corner.
Yeah.
If you see her approaching a corner, go to the opposite corner and stand there. She can't do her finisher to you. You know?
I'm not saying everything has to be as logical as a Samoa Joe walkaway spot, though it should. But I've always had that with the 619 too, is that like two people have ever organically gotten into the 619 and made it not seem like, why don't you just get off the ropes? So I just feel like an alternative to it, just as something in our back pocket would be good. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if there's been some sort of instruction that she's been given that she's just not as comfortable with. But like, so I'm usually to watch in the ring. I'm like, this woman's amazing. But like, and it's not like she's been less impressive in that regard. I just feel like, I don't know, something. This match kind of just felt there. Lainey's really good. Her ceiling is much higher than third person in a bad girl faction, and I think we're gonna get to see that blossom in front of us, which is pretty cool. I always love that part of this job.
Perhaps a small hot take. I believe her ceiling is higher than either of her two current faction mates.
Ooh.
I'm not saying she'll get there immediately, but I do think that the ceiling is slightly higher.
Alex shoots on Fallon Henley. That's what I heard. Listen, the running knee strike is great. And
the running knee strike is great. I think she knows exactly where to be. I think she knows what she's doing. I think she's like her character, like she actually can speak regular, but also has a character voice that she can tap into if she needs to. I feel like I've seen JC Jane and Fallon Henley for 5 years because I have. I feel like I know what they're capable of. They're both very good. You know what I mean? I know I have not seen everything that Lainey Reid is capable of.
Sure. So, that's very fair.
Perhaps like she's got multitudes waiting for us. So
I like this question, but I don't know if it's how would ZSJ counter the Soul Snatcher, or what would he do? He's got a million finishers that are very fun. I don't like it just because I'm me. Like, I don't like it when he uses the Zack driver. So I would hope it would be the octopus stretch or something.
Elliot LaFleur wants to fight either Sean Legacy or Eli Knight for the speed title. And he's like, Robert Stone's like, oh, I'm sorry. We got to do a tournament consisting of only 4 guys. Those are the rules I inherited. I'm so sorry. I'm powerless to change anything.
Who run the show?
Listen, the rules you inherited, the rules were made when this thing was on Twitter. And they just used it as content every week. now it doesn't matter. Like, who cares?
Well, and it's also not my precious Heritage Cup. It's just the means in which you get to a title shot for the speed title.
Right.
That's it.
So yeah. But like, why they also make the same point. Do Sean Legacy and Eli Knight. Why do we have to do? Let's just like we could fight each other next week, and the winner does it. Like we did that. Like, no, it's got to be a tournament. And so here comes the Vanity Project, and like start up about the speed title. We want we want the spotlight on us. We want to fight somebody on Stand and Deliver, which is 3 weeks from now. So we really want that. Later they say that they don't want that. It says what so anyway, immediately Sean Legacy and Eli Knight are like, hey, we could be a tag team. We could face them. And someone's like, that gives me an idea. So, by the way, Wren comes out for her 3-minute match. She is in the ring for 7 minutes waiting for it to start. During those 7 minutes, there are commercials. There are commercials during those 7 minutes, and there's also a backstage segment with Blake and Blake. Remember how I said that they were going to have to change? They were going to have to change this dude's name because the guy Blake Howard, who interviews people backstage, can't be Blake if Blake Monroe is Blake. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They did mention that in this little thing, but they asked her, now that you've gotten Jada Parker firmly in your rearview mirror, what's next for you? I'm going to be glamorous all the time. It's Stand and Deliver. Then Tatum goes, have you seen Izzy? Well, like, here's the thing. Tatum, you enlisted the help of Shiloh Hill to disable all of the vehicles in the parking lot. Then you weren't out there waiting for Izzy when she showed up to look at her car. The idea that now you still can't find her that's on you, Tatum. I'm sorry, that's on you. But then Tatum runs away, and Blake's like looking after the North American title. I'm like, do you have zero ambition, Blake Monroe? The character they have written for you doesn't want to be world champion. You just want to be a mid-card champ. That's all that you've got. You don't want. I want this mid-card belt that I lost in a fluke botch, and then never got a rematch for because they wrote me to beat up the champion. And then I did face her in the speed tournament and lost in a minute, 40 seconds. Like all of this. But anyway, she says, Blake, we've got to do something with that name, because that name, like a lot of other things, belongs to me. Apparently Sarah Schreiber's just gone from NXT. Like she's not around anymore.
Is she gone from NXT, or is she just having time off? Do we know?
I mean, they did mention like I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually miss Sarah Schreiber.
Yeah.
He says. So I'm assuming that she's like gone from NXT, but also still with the company. Otherwise, they wouldn't have mentioned her name.
Fair. It's just been such a weird little road for Blake Monroe. Why she would want the North American title back now instead of right after she lost it is just such a weird choice. Like I don't know what the deal is. I just feel like now Jada Parker's in the rear view, as if she was the thing standing between her and pursuit. Like,
I know.
It doesn't. I think of all the people I expected, maybe like a more consistent path for it would be Blake Monroe, even just from the fact that I thought she'd be moving to the main roster with great tenacity. So I don't know.
So Wren Sinclair versus Thea Hale. So here is interesting. So you had Thea Hale beat Blake Monroe in 40 seconds in the opening round of the tournament. Yes. Then you had Thea Hale. I don't know. They had Thea Hale. You watched as Thea Hale, the way we all watched, as Thea Hale was very open and vulnerable about some harassing comments she had been getting online. And a few days after that video went viral in wrestling circles online, you book her to lose in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to invite a whole bunch of, wow, what a loser you are comments, if not something much more vicious from these same people online.
Yeah, I mean, you can't book to them though. Otherwise,
no, you can't. You can't. You can't. If their plans were concrete for the longest time, we need Wren to be the new speed champion, and that very well may be. But if it was just whoever wins the tournament loses to Fallon Henley, we could find a way to make Thea Hale look more impressive than this. She tapped out to a cattle mutilation. Like Nikita Lyons lasted the full 3 minutes before tapping out. Like there was well over a minute left. We had not gotten through 2 minutes when Thea Hale tapped out to the cattle mutilation. I just feel like we could be a little bit more sensitive to the, like, somehow, like have this go to a draw and both of them fight Fallon. You know what I mean? Like you could just do that the way you've already shown that you can do that because you did it with the dudes. Like the fact that they did it with the dudes makes it more likely for them to do it again with the ladies because that's kind of how they do stuff.
I just want to go on record, which, as we know, is a thing. I think if you are spending your time sending harassing comments to a 22-year-old NXT women's mid-carder, you've got to just be the biggest fucking loser on the planet. What are you doing with your life? Mm-hmm. This show is called Sour Grapes. We nitpick relentlessly at the creative.
Yeah.
What we don't do is go after the talent because we're not fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Like to go after a 22-year-old living her dream who worked really hard to get back from a back injury, who is at this at the will of how wrestling booking works. Like you cannot with a straight face tell anyone I am so proud of what I did today. I made fun of a 22-year-old wrestler on a developmental brand of a program and the women's mid card. Yep. You're a fucking loser to the highest degree. I cannot imagine. Like, go. Touching grass is not enough. Go to an asylum. You're beyond reproach at this point. So I will say, before she accidentally beat Blake, the reports were like with all that snafu, there was like a thing that was supposed to be centered around her not being able to win the big one. And if these are like the plans for that on delay, it makes sense from the fact that like she lost her NXT title, she's lost her shot at the speed tournament, whatever. I think there's more work to be done because I don't think I'm the only one that doesn't take the speed title seriously. I'll put it that way. And it's kind of like you got to hurry up with it because now she just seems kind of like, oh, she's just kind of meh. Like there's not enough happening on the week to week that makes me like have pathos for her. Like I'm not emotionally invested in her losing arc because we haven't seen like a promos really to support that and things like that. I'm not even just like saying this for the band. I have a really hard time caring about these speed matches, and some of them are honestly not bad. Like some of them are actually put together pretty well. I cannot care because I don't know. This title doesn't mean anything. It's just you win it and then you wrestle matches under 3 minutes after a bunch of other people win a tournament. Like it has no significance to this product. It's not an indicator you're moving up or down the card. It's not used to propel stories in a real way. So I have a hard time caring about it for that reason. But I just, more than any of that, I think you're a huge fucking loser if you're harassing any 22-year-old woman online, especially a wrestler on a developmental brand of a wrestling show who just got through a back injury. You're weird.
Sure. Robert Stone has all the tag teams in his office, like all of them, and and he's like, "We're gonna start a tournament to see who faces." You're gonna do a tournament to see who when Stand and Deliver is like 3 weeks from now. You have all of these.
The dialogue they wrote for him, I was like, did you just think you invented tournaments? He was like, I've got this idea.
I know, I got an amazing
blow
idea.
Your mind. I was watching this Japanese promotion and they had this thing called like a G. It was like this tournament where people could be like, it was such a weird delivery and
he says that the winners of the tournament get a shot of Vanity Project Stand and Deliver. The Culling is there. They're going to be part of this thing. The new team of Sean Legacy and Eli Knight. Hank and Tank. Somebody from the Birthright. I guess we don't know exactly which two guys. I guess they can freebird it. Dork State's there. And then he says, I don't know where OTM is, says Robert Stone. And Dork State say, hold on, we're not doing any of these tournament. We need to get our rematch. And then here comes OTM. Rematch nothing. We're going to fight you right now. And the camera goes like this. Hold on. The camera does this. Oh, no. The camera does this. Guys, there's a giant brawl happening. There's a brawl happening. And so the camera does that. And then later they interview Robert Stone about this whole thing. So the first round of the tournament is next week. It will be Hank and Tank versus 2 members of the Birthright. That is one match. Who else is in the tournament? How many matches are there in the tournament? How many people are in the tournament? What is the bracket? I hate the way WWE does tournaments, but he also said because of their actions, Dark State and OTM are out of the tournament. They're out. And so there is Fatal Influence gets interviewed. They don't really say anything. I'm not going to talk about it.
You skipped my favorite part of this tag team segment, which was when Robert Stone goes, and OTM, who is not here.
Yes, who is not here, and then they are. They're right there.
I was like, so they're here then? They're just not on the script.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like they're not here.
The Culling's walking around the back, and here comes Tatum to attack Izzy Dame, and they fight up against a garage door. And then Robert Stone comes out. Robert Stone did a lot in this episode. Too much, if you ask me.
He was busy.
And then he goes, all right, if you guys can't keep your hands off each other, you're going to have another match for the North American title next week in Houston inside a steel cage. So he made that match. But Stone also has another announcement. Okay.
I was like, you can go around making steel cage matches, but you can't change the rules of a speed tournament. Like before either woman agreed. Robert.
Also forgot. Vanity Project says, "Hey, thanks for giving us a few weeks off. We won't have to wrestle again until Stand and Deliver." They did say, hold on, we're not agreeing to you having a tournament for us to face a guy at Stand and Deliver. We don't want to do. Then, like, what does it matter, man? How he determines who you're facing at Stand and Deliver? You said you wanted a match Stand and Deliver. But then he says, we're not going to wrestle the next few weeks. And says, oh, however, au contraire, the three of you, that's the guy with the hair, Ricky Vapes, and Jackson Drake, you will be in 6-man tag action next week against El Grande Americano and Rayo and Bravo, who are notably heels on the main roster. Why are we doing the match at all? And B, why are we doing these guys? Like, I don't know why, but like the rundown I'm seeing has it wrong. They assumed it would be other people because the people they assumed are way better. They assumed it was going to be LaFleur, Eli Knight, and Sean Legacy. I'd much rather watch that 6-man tag than the not Americanos facing the what? Why?
I can't believe this is how Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are returning to NXT, and it's under this fucking stupid shit.
Stone said that Raw and SmackDown stars were interested in the Houston show, so I guess that's the Raw stars or the Americanos.
I mean, I like the idea of main roster people getting in the mix, but not ones that are.
Why are these?
Yeah, why is it this? Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, Stone also has another announcement, but I want you to handle it, Vic Joseph. And Vic Joseph is like, not a lot of people know this, but our original pairing of you and me, Booker T, was just supposed to be for 3 months. I know it. I'm aware of it. Every day I wish I could go back in time and make that happen. But instead, it's been going on for 3 years. We're going to have Booker T Appreciation Night next week in Houston, your hometown. And this just feels like a direct response to Booker T being named worst commentator.
Well, it's if they honor the legacy of who he's been as a wrestler, I think that's awesome. If it's like how great he is at commentary, I have other thoughts. Because I think that voting is fair. I think I mean I think all fan votes are fair because they're fan votes. But there's always been, like, in this newer era of NXT, kind of this weird disconnect of them really kind of like is that force feeding? Like incorporating nostalgia. Like they want us to know who Fit Finley is, but they also want us to be like, this is the cool TikTok generation. And it's like, you're catering to two very different demographics with that kind of stuff. Like today we saw Fit Finley and William Regal, and we also have like Swipe right, which is like a this generation named thing. So there's always in this newer era been like this weird disconnect of serving both of those demographics, and it doesn't quite click in on the product. But like Booker T certainly from a career perspective has earned it. From a commentator perspective, not for me.
I do think there's a non-zero chance that the Booker T Appreciation Night ends with Keanu Carver putting Booker T through a table.
I also think that, yeah. Which is honestly that's a cool spot. Why not?
But I don't. What does that have? What does it get out of that? Booker T in Jasper Troy's corner versus Keanu Carver.
Well, it's in Texas, right? This is the big Texas show, so it'll get a huge heat moment.
It'll be a heat moment, but like, where does the heat extend to? As Sean has said for years, if the heat doesn't follow you to the next town, who friggin' cares? And like, again, what do I always say? To what end? Keanu Carver attacks Booker T, ruining Booker T Appreciation Night, and then what? where are we going with this? Just making Keanu Carver into a big bad? Like, honestly, Keanu Carver attacking Booker T makes him a babyface in my book. So, like, I mean, I don't get what we're doing with this. I don't get what we're doing with it.
I normally agree with you and Sean about things like that. I feel like Booker T Appreciation Night is happening either way. Like, I don't think they put this together so Keanu Carver. So, like, why not kind of thing?
I guess. Yes. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yes.
I have to share something kind of scary, unfortunate. And there's not a good place to do it on the show.
Okay.
Shotzi posted on social media that her brother is missing, and I'm just going to read the post from her, because if somebody is in the area and sees him, why not, right? We can give a little airtime to that. Shotzi posted, missing person, San Francisco. My brother Dino is missing. His car was found crashed near Fort Mason Marina District in San Francisco, and security footage shows him walking away from the vehicle afterward. He may be confused or disoriented. He is currently undergoing dialysis and is not himself. We are very worried about his safety. If you see him, please contact immediately. Detective Smith, 415-561-5146. And she asks that you share on social media. She's posted it everywhere, but I'll read that number one more time. 415-561-5146. Sorry, I saw that kind of come across the timeline, and I just wanted to give it as much attention as we could, certainly. So certainly our thoughts and prayers are with her as she is going through this. It's good news that he seems to have escaped the accident, but let's hope that they find him safe as well.
Yeah, that's awful. Hopefully they find him well. The main event is only good because Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are a tremendous tag team. There's also a moment in here that just made me, like, I didn't even laugh. I was smiling too hard, if that makes sense. Very early in the match, Ethan Page calls for Ricky Saints to slide him a title belt, so I guess he can hit Myles Borne with it. And
I know where you're
Ricky slides it all the way through the entire ring and out the other side onto the floor. And then Ethan does a slow burn turn to Ricky, who does this. He does a full Home Alone. And I loved it because it's obviously just Ricky taking the piss out of Ethan. Like, what are you gonna hit him with a title belt now? We're 2 minutes into the match and the ref is right there. Like, that's not how we do this. But I loved all of that. But my favorite part of all of this is Vic Joseph going, "What do you think, Booker? Do you think Ricky slid it out of the ring on purpose? I don't know. I don't think these guys are on the same page, Book." And I'm like, Jesus, can we just have a guy do a funny thing and not have you guys, the corny ass tag commentary team, trying to make into it something more than this? That was such an amazing moment. It was so great. And again, Ethan Page's turn and Ricky's was just awesome. They're so good together. They did a Power and Glory, the suplex and then the splash. That was great. There was the match ended with a blind tag by Ricky from Ethan. And while they're arguing, Myles Borne runs out of nowhere, does a kick. The ref gets Myles Borne out of there, and Ethan Page does the twisted grin to Joe Hendry onto the title belt and gets the pin. And Ricky's super excited for him until he realizes, oh wait, no, he got a pin on the world champion. That means he gets the world title match. I don't know if I like this. and I love that they're both doing their like, because Ethan's doing his this thing, and Ricky's doing this thing, but then they kind of look back at each other.
Eyes him, yeah.
And again, these guys are so great together. I just need them to, after they quibble during this fatal 4-way likely match at Ascend and Deliver, I need for them to patch it up and become a tag team. And like I said, dethrone the Usos. Like, listen, I'm not wishing that them on the SmackDown tag scene. That place is a hellhole. You got friggin' Damian Priest and R-Truth are going to be the next tag champs, while the MFTs and the Wyatt Sixes are fighting each other through the whole thing. You got Fraxium losing to the remnants of the Santos's faction. Like, this is awful. No, keep them the hell away from SmackDown. But on Raw, they could beat the Usos and they could run that damn tag division. They'd be so good together. Neither of these guys needs to be on NXT for 1 second longer. Again, I don't think they're getting an immediate singles push. So to start, let them be really snarky, like asshole tag team. They'd be so good together. They would get over like gangbusters. Do it for me.
You know what was really refreshing about watching them? Well, a couple of things. It was really nice that wrestling was just the vehicle that moved this relationship along. Like, sometimes just let wrestling be the vehicle. And it really was that simple tonight. The other thing is, like, with Ethan and Ricky, there's like just more of a wit or a cleverness about the way that they do things. Like, some of that is an assuredness in who they are as wrestlers. But I saw a lot of that tonight. Of like, it wasn't so goofy. Like there's just a little bit more of a snap with what they do, and I loved at the end Ricky doing the pose and looking over like it was so good. But it was the ability to use the wrestling ring as the way to tell the story in a way that is fresh and not seen a lot on NXT was really, really, really nice. Just to close out the show with that. Absolutely adored that. They're both just funny too. Like that is a strength of both of them, and they know how to be funny as the characters that they are. So, I'm into it. I'm disappointed that, like, the vision is broken. And like, instead of having a bunch of guys running around, like having a dozen masked men at the beginning of Raw looking like the Sizzler ride, like the way they're just like, I said it was like the 3 cups thing when you put the ball under the cup.
It's a shell game.
You could have like just called these guys up and had them take over or whatever. It just seems extremely silly to me. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this match, and a lot of it was because they simply let wrestling be the medium in which they continued to move the story along, and they don't always do that a lot in NXT, and it was just very, very refreshing. And they know what they're doing in there, and they know how to work with each other. It was super, super fun. Super fun.
That's the show. So we're gonna do our puns and stuff. But there were some other chats as well. AEW King says, "Hey, Kate and Alex, love your work. Keep it up, guys." Well, AEW King, if you love our work, then you'll be able to see us review AEW Revolution this Sunday. On the main channel, this very channel. Last time we did one of these things, it lasted like 4 hours. It's gonna be awesome. So come hang out with us. It should be
hell of a card. Hell of a card for Revolution.
Love for Boost says, "What finisher would Soul do because ZSJ would move?" There's no way ZSJ is taking that.
He's not getting caught in a corner. Like he's too cerebral that way. He would sooner have you wrapped up in a Cobra twist in the ropes in the corner before he would be taking a Soul Snatcher.
Greg Cherry says, "We need fog lore like Alex's cookie lore."
Yeah,
man, I remember all those times my parents got me out of bed to tell me we had to move because the cookies were rolling in. Doesn't quite work.
The smoke from the oven though was rolling in. It was filling up the house.
That could be it. Orion Ben says could be worse. Tony D could be putty number 14. He could be part of the group of guys in the black hoodies. Here's honestly what I would you say that. However, if some of these guys end up being actual characters and not just extras, if Seth Rollins recruited Tony D to huck Austin Theory around, just fling him everywhere the way he does and hitting giant spears on Logan Paul, I mean, it's not terrible. Yes, it is. It's terrible. Sorry.
It is.
It's terrible.
Unfortunately, I regret to inform you.
Rafael Garcia says, I turned my back for 2 seconds and we get the Blackpool Belfast Birthright Club because of reasons.
Blackpool Belfast Birthright Club is very funny.
The BBBC. We got a lot of these things. Hold on. I know there's other ones too. Yeah, see. Oh no, that's a jukebox. Hold on. I know there was another one here. Ryan Chikini says big NXT 2.0 backstage vibes. Didn't hate. Oh, you mean all of the things that I loathed with every fiber of my being for 2021 and most of 2022? The things that made me furious beyond measure? Yes, maybe that's why I hated that backstage segment, because it reminded me so much of NXT 2.0. The only difference was if it was NXT 2.0, somebody would have been having sex with the cake, because everyone was so damn horny back then. They were so horny back then. Ray Cherry says, I'm trying to stay ahead of these black hoodie mystery people with my gift subs. They took the lead last night and I can't have that. So that's why he sent us all those subs. Thank you so much.
Man, that's gonna bankrupt you, Greg. We appreciate it, but as a person that just cares about you in the world, just watch your bank account, because these black hoodie reveals are crazy.
Matt Reichel says, has Kate watched Wrestle Queendom yet? I've watched 3 times, bruv. Glad the OTK is back, bruv. I'm in New York in May, bruv.
I have not watched Wrestle Queendom. I definitely will. That seemed like an outstanding show and an awesome celebration of women's wrestling. That was designed in the way that is not like, I prefer women's showcases not to be like, we're girls and we wrestle. Look at the women wrestle. Like, it was just a wrestling show that was all these badass women. Some of my favorites were just on that card too. Like, there was just a ridiculous amount of talent, like from all over the world, who I absolutely adore. So I definitely will be checking that out. And I can't wait to. I watched little to no wrestling while I was away. It was good for the eyes, good for the brain. But I'm also gonna be a double or nothing, I think. I get approved first.
We were a little late in starting the show, and Ryan Ben thinks it was because you had to check that your tires were still on your car.
I ran out real quick. Mine are. Because I am not subjected to the abuse of the NXT parking lot specifically. So
good.
Thankfully, yeah.
And Tim, welcoming you back, saying, Kate has returned from running from the grind. We are once again complete. There has been far too much wrestling talk in your absence, Kate. Alex doesn't do well when he has to talk about wrestling. Never leave us again, please.
Alex doesn't do well when he has to talk about wrestling is one of the funniest things that's ever presented to us. It's so like
we have
a mother concerned.
We have a lot of puns about desserts. So here we go. Starting out hot. Louisville with Key Limey Jordan.
I like it.
Rafael Garcia says Parfait Dupree and Croquem Bushwhackers. Croquem Bushwhackers. Meet Normus says Flanhausen and his jar of aperitif. The mighty don't bake. Pecan El Cerro macadamia crust. Bam Bam gelato. CM pumpkin pie. Ray Amdon Mystiramisu.
Those are really good. I loved Flanhausen. That's great.
Lieutenant Photo says Brett the Hitman Tart.
Sometimes the simplest ones, man.
Sometimes the simplest ones are the best.
I also love the extra effort of including the Hitman. If it was just Brett Tart, that would be funny. No. But like Brett the Hitman Tart is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Genetic Mayhem says puddin' pops. Hobbs.
Man, it's a shame he retired and isn't in a company, huh? What the fuck?
He's Pottercast. Hobbs.
Yes, that's all he's doing.
Greg Cherry says grapple pie, hysterical Shane pastry, NXT turnover, Randy Orton's bunt kick. Eric, did you hear about the scandal at Nothing Bunt Cakes?
No.
They don't make their bunt cakes from scratch. They use boxed cake mix, and the internet lost its mind. Eric Biscoff, Irish Cool Whip, Biscotti Too Hottie, German Suplex Chocolate, S'more. Love yins. We love you, Greg Cherry. Enormous. Pinnacle upside down cake, crepes of wrath. Wow. Brody King cake, Colt banana pudding, Bake the Snake Roberts, Baklava Vice. It's icing. Tall apple pie. Sure.
I don't know why Colt Banana got me so good. I think I just started hearing his theme. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Colt
Banana. Boom, boom. Colt Banana. It's Colt Banana.
The Dash Kingdom says Sorbet. Lemon pudding steppers. Moose. Chocolate mousse. Gelato Champa. Gum Dewdrops. Muffin Baller. Cream Puff Rider. Saquon Sugars. Tiramisu. Baklava Femi. Tyler Bake.
How do you feel about tiramisu?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, like, if I've had I've only had like a really, really good tiramisu like once.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sure.
So. Alan Jeanette says blueberry rock bottom cake. Lexis King cake. Twinkies of Fate. Caramel clutch. Lemon head games. Sticky Tonga pudding.
Sticky Tonga pudding popped, right?
Poor LA Knight pudding. Oh, poor LA Knight.
Poor LA Knight. He's been over for like 3 years. What does the guy have to do?
Apparently, the plan, if Braun Breaker is back and healthy, the plan is to feed him to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That would be the guy who answers the challenge. Would be so poor LA Knight.
Oh boy.
Louisville says Snickerdoodle love. Triple leches. Moose. I like that a lot. It's again, the economy of it is so good.
It's right
there. Meat Norma says whoopie pie that whip. Panna cotta El Cerro mud pie. Jeff Cobbler. Oh, now that's a dessert. Cobbler is a dessert. Oh, I love cobbler.
I thought you meant Jeff Cobb was a dessert.
Oh my God. Jeffrey Cobbler Mateo. My goodness. Chocolate Lola cake. Heartbake Kid, Good Humor Bros, Vanilla Fatu, Pistachio Bafemi.
That's very good.
Dash Kingdom says macaron killings,
Yes.
Dynamite Diamond Meringue. What if he was keeping a meringue in his shorts all the time? And he reached into his trunks and pulled out a diamond meringue and put it on his pinky and then punched you with it.
That would make his relationship with this cat way weirder, I feel like. There's no way that if you just had a meringue in your shorts.
Red Velvet Cake, Noam Parkin, Cesaro the Swiss Roll Superman, Tart Titan Paxley, Brombreaker, and Chiffon Cena. Meat Norma says the Sisters of Cinnamon, Dragon Cherries Jubilee. This is a very good one from Electric Mayhem. Tiramisu's Van.
That's a deep cut, and I like it.
Rumball Mike Bailey. And Shoot Fly Pie. Meat Normus says Souffle Paquette. Menorah Grenadine Okerlund.
Very nice.
Meat Normus says Tribal Motif. Tribal Motif. Mochi. There, no. Tribal Motif. Mercedes Souffle. Britt Baker.
Again, right there.
Taylor Ram says tap out Tioka to the Panna Cotta Vice.
The Panna Cotta Vice is really funny. These are really
Apocalypse good. Says Flan Balor. Tony
You're a bad
pie.
Dessert.
Tony Pecan Pie. Brett Tart. Creme Brulee Cool. Creme Brulee Cool. Nah, I get it. Tiramisu Young. Baklava Morgan. The Crepe Kali. Banana Split. Now I'm picturing a giant crepe walking very slowly to the ring.
It's a crepe that can't walk, talk, or wrestle, but God bless it.
Yeah,
it's in a Punjabi prison match.
The crepe, a crepe in a Punjabi prison match. Banana split-legged moonsault.
Very nice.
Meat Normus says Cooley Omega. Cooley by God Omega. Let them yeet cake. D-Lo Brownie.
Let them yeet cake.
Bill Alphabet says Beeflan. Not Beefab, nice. But Beeflan. That's very good. Tom LaValle says the Revolution review will end at 6 a.m. Eastern, LMAO.
Oh, the sun's going to be coming up for that one. Yeah.
All right, we only had 2 jukeboxes and we're done. Nobody said anything else in. We're 20 minutes over time already.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was my first show back in a long time.
I know. We had to come back. It's okay.
And we had to talk about desserts. What were we going to
talk about dessert?
Talk about dessert?
We had to talk about dessert. So, Rafael Garcia says to confuse the zillennials who watched sports on TNT and woke up to Charmed in the morning. Ricky Ray. Oh, no, we have to do Ricky Rimbo first. What am I doing? This is my fault. He always goes last.
You have to
Tom LaValle says Ghost of Dusty to sing The Distance by Cake.
Very nice.
This is one of my all-time favorite songs.
It's a fantastic
I'm a
song.
bigger fan of the band Cake than I am of the real Cake. I love Cake, the band. Short skirt, long jacket. Man, a lot of bangers by Cake.
Long jacket. Na, 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 na,
I wonder if Dusty's a fan of Cake. I love Cake, both kinds. The band and also the dessert. I don't know what Alex is talking about. Nothing better than a nice chocolate cake, like a chocolate cake, where you got the chocolate, and then you got the chocolate icing in there, and we got another chocolate, and then you got a chocolate on top. Chocolate.
What kind of cake do they have on the cruise ship?
This not any kind of cake you want. It's heaven. What are you talking about? We got any kind of cake you want. This is going to get me into a lot of trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know who is also a big fan of chocolate cake? My son, Cody Rhodes. All right, here we go. The distance by cake. Reluctantly crouched in the starting line. Engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, that flags go up. Training and burning, they yearn for the cup. They definitely maneuver and muzzle for rank. Fuel burning fast on an empty tank, baby. Reckless and wild, they pour through the turns. Their prowess is potent and secretly stunning as they speed through the finish. The flags go down, the fans get up, and they get out of town, baby. The arena is empty except for one man still driving and striving as fast as they can. The sun has gone down and the moon has come up, and long ago somebody left with the cup. But he's driving and striving and hugging the times and thinking of someone for whom he still burns. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone in a time of need. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting and riding on his horse. He's going the distance. No trophy, no flowers, no flashbulbs, no wine. He's haunted by something he cannot define. Barrel-shaking earthquakes of doubt and remorse assail him, impale him with monster truck force, if you will. In his mind, he's still driving, still making the grade. She's hoping in time that her memories will fade. Because he's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting and riding on his horse. The sun has gone down and the moon has come up. And long ago, baby, somebody left with the cup. But he's striving and driving, hugging the times, and thinking of someone for whom he still burns. Because he's going the distance, baby. He's going for speed. She's all alone in a time of need. Because he's facing and pacing, riding the course. He's fighting and biting, riding on his horse. He's racing and pacing and plotting the course. He's fighting and biting, riding on his horse, baby. He's going the distance. That's hard times.
You are going to get fined for your earlier comment.
Well, I can say that. It's family.
It's true. It is your son. It was very funny. But still.
I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying it, but I had to.
What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Kill me? I'm already dead.
You're in wrestler heaven. Hello.
All right, I gotta go back to the graveyard. Bye.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your cake.
Hello,
Ricky.
Rafael Garcia says to confuse the Zillennials who watch sports on TNT and woke up to Charmed in the morning. Ricky Rainbow sings "How Soon Is Now" by the Smiths. How soon is now? Well, I can answer that. It's now. It's right now.
It's immediate, yeah.
Yeah. The Smiths lyrics.
Yes.
Find out.
Oh, I'm so melancholy. I don't know how time works.
I am the son and the heir of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the son and the heir of nothing in particular. You shut your mouth. How can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am a human and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. I am the son and the heir of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I am the son and the heir of nothing in particular. You shut your mouth. How can you say I go about things the wrong way? I am a human and I need to be loved, just like everybody else does. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Ricky. Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess that's it.
Ricky, what's your favorite type of dessert before you get out of here?
Oh, let me see.
You can't say whiskey.
No.
Or drugs.
No, not drugs. No. I have those for a meal. So dessert.
The creepiest one is lady fingers. How did they get away with that?
Yeah, I don't think they're actually fingers from ladies.
I don't think so either. I hope not.
No. Yeah. Let me see. Well, I do like I like look, if you could, look, do you know what I'm a sucker for? The birthday cake that's got little sprinkles inside of it.
The
cake.
confetti one? Yeah.
You know why? Because the sprinkles are rainbow. And it's like I'm eating me in cake form.
I like that answer.
All
feel
right.
like a
Well, good.
ship.
Then we're going to go with that then. So, anyway, keep cool, gabagoos.
Yeah.